Hi, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be touching on the amount of divorce that I am seeing back to back as a millennial. And these are women that are in their 30s. And as I am in my 30s, as millennial and seeing all of the younger influencers of the new generations. Okay, we were the new generations back in the day. There weren't these self-proclaimed, I guess you could say, celebrities, because the new celebrities now are the ones that are your YouTubers, the ones that are your TikTokers, your influencers that gain clout, if you will, through the internet solo, versus the celebrities back in the day where you'd have to go through a completely different routine, be on the TV, be in casting calls and stuff like that. The old celebrities like the Angelina Jolies and the Gabriella Unions being on cinema. Anyone essentially can be a celebrity nowadays. But I just wanted to touch on how a lot of these people definitely project the most beautiful aspects of their lives and have gained masses of followers through the projection of the perfection of their life. Okay, because on this channel we talk about difficult conversations, tough talks, things that people aren't really talking about, or things that aren't really being said about viral topics from a biblical perspective. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, feel free to stick around, like, comment, and subscribe to add to the commentary. Now, this is the first time that I have heard about this woman, known her name, but I am sure that I have seen her picture, but not just her picture, her man. Okay, her and her man. Okay, she is clearly a beautiful woman, absolutely stunning, from the UK, or resides there. And on first glance you see that she has that projection of a perfect life. Okay, and I do want to just make like a quick disclaimer, like, I'm in no way, shape, or form bashing anybody or trying to make fun of anybody as they're going through. I'm actually trying to let it be known to the women out there, especially the women that are in their 30s and beyond, who may look at the Instagrams and may look at the TikToks and see these people and think, wow, they have so many following. Wow, they're so beautiful. Wow, they have everything going for them, beautiful kids, all of that. But you really don't know what's going on in somebody's life. And all these divorces are really putting it on display. And it really does say something that people aren't really saying on these internet streets that I'm going to be in. So it's going to look like it's judging, but is what it is. But one thing that I had noticed about her is, I feel like no one's really saying, is the Instagrammers or the women that put their man on display. I know that a lot of people hear the term trophy wife, but we don't really talk about the trophy husbands out here. Just saying, I don't know their whole history, but just from the little research that I've done and what I've seen and the vibe that I get, it's just that's how it feels. And a lot of times, and I know this and I've witnessed this, there are women out there that got with the person that will help to wash out their genetics. I know how that sounds. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But the one thing I know that I'm not wrong about is the fact that this does go on. I personally know people that do this. There's even a trend going on right now that I've seen where there are, like, I think it's black men, but I'm sure black women are getting involved too, is that the ink is running out. Okay. And if you know what it means, you know what it means. And that's what I'm seeing in these newer generations, is that the newer generations are getting a lot lighter. And also the YouTubers who don't really put their man out there and get criticized for that. And you have to understand, okay, there are a lot of vicious women out there. More women are becoming more volatile than ever. And it's really sad. But I want to play this video with Gigi real quick.
So true how like men will deadass like pull the nastiest shit on you during like the most important events of your life.
Yeah, quick story time. She said nothing but facts. She said nothing but facts, because I don't know why men do this, but they must be tapped. They must hate us. So yeah, just a quick backstory. My former husband, I took him to Dubai for his birthday in January, just gone, last year. Right? I took him to Dubai, 8 days in Dubai. Do you know how expensive 8 days in Dubai is? I took him there because he's always wanted to go there. I paid for everything. I paid for the flights, I paid for the hotel, I paid for the food. And it was a nice surprise. He's always wanted to go to Dubai. So I thought, why not? It's your birthday. I love you. You know? The people that I love, you will get everything. By the way, just to add as well, that was not a milestone birthday.
No, because it's actually so true how like
November the 18th, I was turning 30. It's a milestone birthday. It's this birthday of a new chapter. Do you know what I got? I got asked for divorce. On my birthday, he asked me for a divorce. I was sitting there waiting for my present. The present went like this. He asked for a divorce. He left me crying there on my birthday the whole day. For 2 days straight. Until after he came back and was like, actually, no, I don't want a divorce. Yeah.
So there you have it. You know, the whole situation with a man doing things on the worst, you know, there are a lot of insensitive, narcissistic, okay, men out there who succumb to their demons, who are led by those things. But we also have to keep in mind that we are the ones that are choosing them. Of course, no situation is perfect. Yes, people can change, but I feel like most scenarios are, it's based on your decision making and your choice making. Like I said, these people do such a great job at showing the best part of their lives that when people like me say certain things about it, it just sounds crazy, because you look and you just see all this evidence of greatness. It's because you don't see what goes on 24 hours in a day. You don't see, but just by some of the videos that I've seen, she does definitely give off a very arrogant energy to me. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you know this woman personally, and if you have her number in your phone, her personal number in your phone, because even people that are in friendships that know the person really don't be knowing these people after all. So you just don't know. But also the whole, if men hate us and stuff like that, like, we really have to start looking inward and seeing what is going on, because there's a video that I'm about to show later on where he don't really look that happy. And I'm just like, are all these relationships like this, where the woman gets caught up in fame or gets caught up in beauty, which we're going to talk about beauty a little later on in the video. That's something I've discovered about her that I didn't even know. If they get blinded by that, because they say love is blind, but could there be other things that could be blinding you from seeing what is really going on before your eyes? But the whole men do stuff on major events. And I just want to slide this in there real quick. In the scriptures, no one is really talking about birthdays, and that's for a reason. We're not supposed to be putting those days on pedestals. A lot of people celebrate themselves to the degree where it's like they worship themselves. Obviously, you're going to do what you want to do, but I just wanted to put that in there. I just follow what the Most High says, and obviously it makes a lot of sense, because she was so blinded by her birthday that she didn't notice her husband was drifting away. Back to the commentary, or even if it's something that's going on in your life, that is something that I could relate to, in terms of, I was going through something. And one thing about a narcissist is they're completely oblivious, or they enjoy seeing you in pain. So they want to hit you when you're down. Essentially, they just are mean. Whenever that somebody doesn't like you, or they're using you and they're pretending, there's going to come a time where they're eventually the mask is going to start coming off, and the true colors and the traits are going to start to show. It's like they've been fighting to keep it under wraps, but it's going to reveal the truth. Is going to be revealed. I don't know how they met. I don't know if she was putting out before they actually got married. I don't know. And that's important because that's what I talk about on this channel. And that's one of the things that people don't really talk about, is the importance of waiting before marriage, because that waiting period, that vetting period, that courtship period is the time where you're going to know if this man is really for you or not. I'm really curious if this woman did that. Chances are very, very low that that is, because most women are not going to do that, especially for a man looking like that. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, look at him. On this channel, we talk about the truth. That man is fine. Ever took, it look like they've been together for a long time. And that's another thing I want to say. Like, these divorces are of people who have been together since childhood or like early adulthood. And you look at this and it seems it seems wholesome. It says, we're truly come such a long way, meeting at you at 17 and sticking together like Batty and Bench ever since. I don't know if that's a British type of terminology. What a journey it's been, 10 plus years by your side and 6 years as your wife. Okay. And wouldn't trade a single moment. Forever grateful for you. Happy anniversary to us. So that pretty much answered the question, because if they were together 10 plus years and they were married for 6 of those years, that means chances are she was busting it open for the man. I mean, we'll be completely and totally honest. Most women are not going to be able to hold out for a man that looks like that, especially a man who is considered a mainstream type of attractiveness, meaning light skin. Okay. And that's just what it is. Especially when it's involving a dark-skinned woman. I'm just keeping it a buck, because a lot of, not saying it's her, I'm not trying to bash, but I've seen it time and time again. Black women will go hard for a man who is lighter in complexion, as close as white as possible, especially if it's a white man, but they'll go hard. Not all of them, but many. Okay. I want to say 9 times out of 10, because of the racial disparities, okay, because race isn't even a thing, but the race system that they put into place since slavery, okay. And you look at their family, but you look at them and you just think they're so perfect, but in reality, all a lie. But looking at her Instagram, I didn't realize, I seen this, she supports getting nose jobs. She did look a little different in that first pic. I'm curious now. Oh, so apparently she did. I didn't even know that information. Apparently she did. I don't know. Then again, I don't know if she got a nose job or if she's admitting to it or if that's even a thing. Oh yeah. Oh, she got a YouTube too?
Video of Adriano's reaction or his feelings towards me getting surgery. Because loads of people have asked me, what is Adri's thoughts on this? So had to bring him on my channel. By the way, guys, if you want to know why like he's bald or anything, he got a hair transplant.
A hair implant.
Transplant.
Transplant.
And that is exactly why he's bald like this.
Yeah.
It's given egghead, but a bit of peach fuzz. Love it.
It gives off daddy vibes. Like, you know, for like zaddy vibes kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying? But
I know she got cosmetic surgery. I don't know if it's on her nose. It definitely does look at it from that before picture, but why does that matter in the divorce? Okay, it just goes to show people, like, it don't matter how much surgeries you get, how much improved, like, it just shows that there's a lot of vanity in these things, to the point where you could be going through the motions and being vain and not even realizing that the other person is kind of like withdrawing from the relationship, or they're not interested in the relationship, or they could have been together when they were he considered himself lower or whatever and feels like he could do better. There's so many things. Most people are operating off of a selfish frequency nowadays. When you get married to somebody, I hope you're not just getting married to them for their looks, cuz even the most good-looking people will eventually get tiring. You'll eventually get tired of looking at them. Maybe I know how that sounds, but you'll eventually see something else that catches your eye. You're always going to see something else that catches your eye, really, because beauty is vain, and God created, the Most High created so many beautiful people. Okay, so it has to be something deeper than that. And honestly, it really goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how you look. If it's not built off of a strong foundation, which is the Most High, it's not going to last. It's just not going to last. Hey, you've made it this far. That means you enjoy the content or you don't, and that's okay too. But you hear, this is some of the lessons that I have learned, that the Most High has let me learn through the years. If you are getting a lot of edification from the video, then you may like my books, Melanated and Expecting and Value Your Virtue. These books go over the things that if I had known, I would have avoided so many pitfalls, so many things that the Most High try to reveal to me, but let me go through and let me not only survive, but thrive through, in order to be here and telling my story and edifying women out there for the information, this information. And I go over things like birth certificates, epidural, and different things that if I had known, I would have avoided making major mistakes. And we're truly blessed because it could have been worse, but there's no feeling like knowing the decision you made when you were younger affected your new or generations. There are things I can't really talk about on the internet as well. A lot of red flags that they are doing in the medical industry. If you want to show your appreciation and get edification, you can check the link out. It's either in the video, the pinned comment, or the description. Back to the video. Another influencer that recently got divorced was Patricia Bright. She does makeup videos and whatnot. I don't know if she's been on there. This is one of the people that an old friend of mine used to watch and introduce me to. And she, as a Black woman, you love to see other Black women, if you're not a hater, be in luxury, be in abundance, be living the life, because you want to live that life as well. It's seen as inspiring. And more importantly, you don't see a lot of Black women in luxury, especially darker toned Black women. Okay. People are going to marry who they're going to want to marry, and that's just it. I'm going to stick to what I've said before. Black women, okay, especially darker tone Black women, have a way of having extreme leniency for lighter tone men or men who are white. That is just what it is. Other nationalities as well, but specifically on the closer to white side. I'm not saying this is what, I only can go off of speculations because I literally do not know these people. They're like, I'm not in their lives. I'm not in their thoughts, but it just is what it is. It's just I'm just making this video just to clarify that waiting before marriage could potentially save you a lifetime of regrets. Okay, could potentially save you from making the wrong choices, because when you're in a relationship with somebody and you automatically are giving them the thing that they're lusting after, the thing that's like supposed to be a reward for being together. I'm not saying that people can't still cheat after the fact or change. The only one that does not change is the Most High, but it does weed out a lot of men. Like, really think. Okay, there's girls out here that flaunt that they slept with so many men, when in reality, you are the idiot. You are the village idiot, because you think that means that you're putting yourself on a pedestal, you're doing things that girls wish they could do and all this stuff. No, you are depreciating your assets, one of your assets. But that's just a fleshy asset. It is what it is. Seeing these couples that, they're front of the Beamer, they go traveling. But if you do enjoy content like this, consider subscribing and sticking around. I hope you understood what I was trying to say with the message I'm trying to convey. And honestly, seek the Most High. He's going to give you that discernment. He's going to give you that clarity, because I was in a toxic relationship for 10 plus years. I wasn't married to the person, but I definitely went through a lot and learned a lot of lessons through the Most High's blessings. And honestly, like, there were so many moments where he thought he was hiding something from me, but when you are favored of the Most High, you get supernatural access. There were dreams that I had as if I was a fly on the wall, not just with the toxic relationship, but other toxic relationships, friendships that did not serve me. But I kept getting these warning signs. Now, there are levels to things, and that's why it's just important to seek him, because his answers are always going to come from a place of love. Okay. With all that being said, pick up your Bible. King James Version is the one that I recommend. It has the truth in it. That is God's words manifested. And stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.